Hey guys, Matt Size here today. I'm back with Bailey once again over Discord because Bailey's just so busy he can't show up.
I'm there in spirit.
And in voice.
Yes, and in the hearts of our many viewers.
Really?
Yeah.
You gonna be that lame on this
Oh,
channel?
I like my viewers to know I value their time and effort they've taken to watch
No,
our content.
Bailey. You gonna be that lame on my channel where I'm the one that's supposed to be lame?
Alright, well, you know what? Screw all you people. Get out of here. We don't need you. Is that better?
Much better. Anyways, today we're gonna be continuing with Higurashi Go. Although before we get into episode 7, I want to talk about the detail that I forgot to mention in episode number 5, I think it was, where they had the game tournament. I just told Bailey about this as well. So when everyone was picking the tables that they play at, there was one detail I noticed where Rika got the number 2 and Satoko got the number 4. And the number 4 in Japan is pronounced two ways. It's pronounced either yon or she. And she is actually the Japanese word for death as well. That's why, in Death Note, you got Shinigami. Because it's like God of Death.
Oh, I love Death Note.
Yeah, but yeah,
When are we covering that?
we covered that I covered that at the very start of this whole podcast.
When are we covering the remake?
We're not doing that. Although, actually, Bailey, I want to talk to you about something after we're done here.
Alright.
So yeah, Satoko pulled the number 4, which is she, which is death. And with Rika pulling the number 2, you got 24, which is ni she, which means 2 deaths. And I just wanted to mention that because it's a very cool detail of the story. It's like the universe is trying to give hints to what's going on. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's past. We're going into the present past with episode 7, where at the end of the previous episode they were about to they were going to enter the storehouse. Keiichi didn't really want to, but crowd pressure got to him.
Don't you just hate peer pressure?
Yeah. Oh yeah, peer pressure. That's the term I was trying to think of. But yeah, entering the storehouse. I just realized my mic is over here. Entering the storehouse, the four are confronted with Oyashiro's statue and the walls lined with old traditional sacrificial torture tools. Gotta love your old traditional sacrificial torture tools, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I like Saw. This franchise, it's based off all medieval.
Yeah.
The traps are based off medieval stuff.
Yeah, I've seen Dead Meat talk about that. Like,
It's pretty interesting
in
too
the
when you
early
learn
channel
where they
stuff.
came from and what they were used for in the past. But anyways, go on.
So, where does the bloodboarding one come in then?
I think that was their version of in Japanese, the death by 1,000 cuts.
Oh.
I could be wrong though.
Already off to a good detour, aren't we?
Yeah.
This is why I want you here, Bailey, so we could do it together. If only we could do it together on Twitch, and it'd be a really cool thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Mio reads from her journal about the story of a very deep swamp that the villagers of Hinamizawa named Onigafuchi, or the Demon's Abyss. One day, demons rose up from Onigafuchi to relentlessly attack Hinamizawa and basically just wreck the villagers. And all the villagers could do was cower from them. It's like, it is basically just like hell on earth, essentially. And then Oyashiro decides to descend from the heavens, but they he did not destroy them. Instead, the demons prostrated themselves to him.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Weird use of the word,
Yeah.
because prostrate is definitely a different term.
You're gonna have a bad time. If you're not into that.
Yeah. Ayashira granted the demons human forms so they could live alongside the villagers in harmony. Over time, demon blood mixed with human blood, and those people lived in isolation and ended up being worshipped by those living at the bottom of their mountains. Sorry, Due to the mixed blood, these villagers sometimes had the urge to eat human flesh, and Oyashiro let them have the practice of demoning away people he seemed worthy of sacrifice. This practice was called Watanagashi, sharing its name with the festival because wata means both cotton and entrails. Well, that's not foreboding at all, isn't it?
No, of course not. Not this series. It can mean anything.
With this series, it could mean flowers. You want to take the next point?
Sure. You sure you want me to take the next point?
Do you want to take the next point? Because that first point was a pretty long one.
Yeah, alright, if you insist. Keiichi gets upset and doesn't want to believe what Mio is saying when she drops the bombshell of what Rika is doing with the futon in relation to the legend. Turns out the farming tools are actually essential cooking utensils used on the demoned away people. Shion touches Oyashiro's statue, causing the head to fall off and split in half. Keiichi regrets his choice to head inside the storehouse, saying he should have kept watch with Tomataki.
And a small detail that is like a sort of blink and miss it moment. There's a little slot in the statue.
Where?
When Shion touches it and the head falls off.
Oh, so you mean like a little switch thing to take it apart?
No, so in the actual like statue body, there's like a slot.
Oh, okay.
That'll become important later in the story.
Okay.
You good there?
Oh, yeah, you want me to keep going? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be ready?
Yeah.
Alright, leaving the storehouse, Keiichi and Shion give Tomataki and Mio some time alone as they head to the river. Shion tells Keiichi to head down to the river and to not talk about going inside the storeroom, making his way down to the river. Keiichi is suddenly tackled by Rika and has to lie to her about seeing her performance. Mion then drags Keiichi down to the river to take part in the cotton drifting before she stops to ask if he saw Shion, Mion, or Tomataki tonight.
Like the interesting thing about that is that Kenshi does lie about seeing the performance, and then Rika gets a bit sad because it's like no, because he's like no mistakes, and it's just like he does not know that she did make a mistake. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
whoops. Almost got caught in the lie. There. Finally getting home, Keiji is confronted by Detective Oishi, who questions him about the Sansaki family, since he's gotten close with both Mion and Shion. Because we're in that timeline of both the twins being present.
Yeah.
Before he lets Keiji go, he asks if Keiji saw Mio and Tomitake tonight, which Keiji denies. However, Oishi says that he, Shion, Mio, and Tomitake had a good time together at the stone steps of the shrine, like through their shrine. It's like, oh, that might be a bad. Probably shouldn't have said anything. Moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And inside, Shion and Keiji talk over the phone when Shion questions if they went into the storehouse or not, and what happened with Mio and Tomitake. The reason why everyone is so damn curious about this whole thing is because they stole one of the festival trucks. Like, what? Why? Why are you stealing a whole truck?
It could be kleptomaniacs.
What, like Mrs. Puff?
Yeah.
I just wanted to pull that obscure reference right there. Like
Not obscure to me.
if anyone hasn't seen SpongeBob. Sort of obscure, you know?
Yeah.
And since they went into the storehouse, Gechi and Shion are most likely to be targets. It's like, like the targets of Oyashira's curse. Keiji loses it on Shion, but she's just sitting there so calmly listening, and then it's just like just hangs up on him. It's like the the joke in Simpsons. It's like, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Okay.
Alright, she hung up on me.
It's that joke. That is actually one of the best jokes in the Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
Unironically.
I the one where it's like, we got one. The FBI actually caught someone.
The FBI actually caught someone we're looking for. Yeah, baby, yeah. Don't ask how I know that almost word for word.
Alright.
Let's just focus on the school week rolling around once again. And Kenji looks ready to fall asleep, standing due to his lack of sleep out of fear. Although Rena brushes it off as festival fun. It's like, oh yeah, we just had so much fun, you just were so tired. It's like, I could have a whole bunch of fun at a festival, go to bed and wake up perfectly fine. Unless this festival is going until like the early hours of the morning. In another surprise twist though, Mayor Kimiyoshi has also gone missing since Watanagashi. While thinking about the whole storehouse rule breaking, Rika sneaks up on him and asks if he did anything wrong last night. So Keiji devises a way of basically telling the truth without using names. Because he frames the incident as some cats going into an area they shouldn't have, to free up his, he's doing this to free up his conscience. It's like, I messed up, I gotta do something about it. And that's when, out of nowhere, older Rika decides to break through the young facade to tell Keshi not to worry about the storehouse incident, and tells him off for not watching the performance. It's like,
Those eyes of hers, man.
Yeah, they weren't red, but it was like serious eyes.
Reminds me of Rosario Vampire, when Skune's eyes go like that.
Oh, you're gonna have to either turn your camera on to show me or what.
Yeah, I'll have to show you from the manga, not the
Oh,
show. The manga's way
you
better.
can send a picture in the channel. Look later.
Yeah.
And she knows that Keiji went into the storehouse, that Mia and Tomitake are dead, and that Shion will be fine, but doesn't know what this means for Keiji. It's like, wait, what? Shion gets off free for this? What?
That's not fair.
But and Keiji is the one that's gonna suffer the most. Anyway, moving into, let's get past that and move right into episode 8, huh?
Alright, you want me to start or do you
Go
want
for
to
it.
take it? You sure?
I'm sure.
Alright, let me just save this image and then go here. Alright, I'll make sure to send that to you later.
Hmm.
Following the traumatic moment with Rika, Keiichi asks Chase-san if Maya Kimiyoshi has been found yet. However, in class, Rika has gone missing and Satoko suspects Keiichi of being behind what happened due to him being the last one to speak to her. Mion mentioned she saw Rika talking to a man in a construction uniform behind the school. Chie and her friends go looking for Rika, and when Keiichi uses a ladder to check the roof, Mion starts violently shaking the
She's
ladder,
like,
talk, talking about how Rika is here to carry out Oyashiro's curse. Just imagine, like,
just the
she's
full shaking. It's
just
like,
like imagine someone with Parkinson's trying to hold a ladder.
yes. Also, this feels like something straight from Erased. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
with the money being
I see what you mean
stolen.
now. Yeah, this took me a second to understand what you're
you,
talking about.
it took a second for you to follow my logic.
Yeah, I got you now. You
I think into
son
these
of a monster
obscure
bandit.
routes, don't I?
Yes. On the way home, Keiichi says it's all his fault for what happened so far, but is unable to explain himself and leaves Rena curious. Keiichi is terrified of the current events that have occurred due to breaking Oyashiro, although that blame is all on Shion. Keiichi gets a phone call from a Sonozaki twin telling him to come over to the Sonosaki mansion.
Like,
Following
it's
Mion,
sort of like, we don't know if it's Mion or Shion. It's very weird.
because they're identical twins, right?
Yeah, identical twins, except the that's why they wear different outfits to differentiate themselves.
Want me to
Yeah,
continue?
yeah.
Okay. Following me on to the household, Keiichi notes that the Sonozaki own the entire mountain.
Okay, I'll take over for this next one.
Imagine owning an entire mountain, man. Think of the gaming system you could set up.
Imagine the server you can set up.
That'd be awesome.
The ultimate server
Imagine,
where you can just have everyone play together on a on like their
no, it'd
computers
be the ultimate maid cafe in a mountain.
in the mountain.
That'd be amazing.
No, you can have one section for your server, one section for the cat cafe, or cat maid cafe, whatever
Yeah,
you said.
yeah,
In other words, if it was mine, it'd be the area I can go in, the area I cannot go in, because allergic to cats. But not to this one.
Blake.
Hi, Blake. Ah. Anyways, at the household, Mion talks about Hinamizawa being right in the middle of snow country. It's like Keiji's just like, annoyed because he hates snow. It's like, understandable, really. It's like, no one likes snow. Don't You don't like snow at all, don't you?
No, who says I don't like snow?
Oh, you like snow?
Yeah.
No, but like like having to go to school and that sort of in like
Oh
snow.
no.
Yeah, it's like you like snow when you can go and visit it, not when it's on your
Yeah, but
doorstep.
no.
Then stepping out to make tea, Mion returns in a kimono and brings up the feeling of being followed. Keiichi confesses to having entered the storehouse due to his curiosity, but Mion calmly explains that many people already know that all four of them did enter the storehouse. Like, oh, so there was no reason really to lie or anything like that.
Yeah.
Begging for forgiveness, Mion reveals she's not on his side, or she's on his side for not being punished for his sin. It's like, what? Like, getting punished for entering a certain building. That
Yeah, I know these people are crazy.
reminds me of a certain person.
Who would you be referring to?
World War Two.
Ah, yeah. Anyway,
Was he
moving
like
on
that?
from that.
Was he like that though? I forget. This is very awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, Keiji decides to ask why someone has to die on Watanagashi and gets the answer that people use Oyashira's curse as an excuse to kill another person. It's like, oh, so we're just straight up. It's like the purge. We just, it's just we have a day that you can just kill someone on. Except here, we make it a rule of just one person.
Yeah, like the purge.
The singular purge.
It's like, all right, we got the Hunger Games, but it's us hunting a person. So the singular game.
Want to take the next one?
I don't know. You're doing such a good job. Should
Oh,
I take the
okay
next
then.
one?
Mion takes Keiji to the.
I'm kidding.
I'm already
Me
started
on
reading
take
it. I was
me.
already
I'll
reading
do it.
it.
Leon takes Keiichi to
To
the Sonosaki's secret bunker while explaining that the purpose of those tools in the storehouse were to uphold the religious laws of Onigafuchi by torturing and killing people. When
nice.
the
I'm having
Kimiyoshi
it.
when the Kimiyoshi and Farud families lost their influence and times changed, those tools were put away for good. However, the Sonosaki still hold these traditions strong and built the bunker to hold the real Watanagashi ritual in secret. Showing Keiichi through the torture room full of ritual torture devices and the carved out jail cells, the final room on the tour is Mion's uncle's safe room with enough stuff to live down in it for a month. Mion takes it upon herself to lock Keiichi in the safe room so she can take action against those that wish Keiichi to be punished and tell him that he can lie and say that he was one of her victims. Mion explains that ever since the war, the community spirit has been warped into a negative, hateful thing about revenge on behalf of the village, and she plans to put an end to this custom. Now, I thought she was actually going to kill him, I'm not going to lie.
I think because she does have a gun.
Yeah.
We learned in the moment she does have a gun.
Keiichi freaking out. Is that real?
I just realized I put quest instead of guest. And the computer did not correct me on that, so give me a moment to correct that. Because Keiji wants to help in any way possible. And Mion reminds him of when he gave her the doll at the game tournament when he treated her like a girl. It's like, and off on the computer, it's like a silent alert rings out, and Mion decides to greet their guest with a gun. Gonna love it when the anime is just like, oh yeah, here's a real gun.
So you want to hit? You want me to prove it? Bang, bang, bang. See, it's real.
Accidentally shoot your friend in the head.
Because he's like, "Is that a real gun?" And I'd love to see her just point it in the air. Let me show you.
America.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil. The kid's got the gun. No, wait, you got the safety on. No.
And then blows their own head off.
Yeah, he blows his own head off.
Because you don't look down the barrel of a gun. That's how you go kaboom through the skull.
But anyway,
Anyway,
Keiichi wants to help in any. Oh, you doing it? Okay.
No, I was already partway through that paragraph.
Oh yeah.
And it's like,
alright, so you going or
and
me?
she wants Keiji to repeat that she only captured him to keep him safe. And Keiji manages to bust through the cell door, which, like, damn, that is a weak door if he's able to bust through it in, like, 3 tries. Only to be unable to get out of the safe room, and he's, like, blooding his whole body on the door. It's like,
I'm surprised to see how quickly he got that open.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The cell door just goes down in 3 hits.
And then he's repeatedly bashing himself against the other door, and it's like you see he's split open his head. Or something
No, he
like
doesn't
that.
split over his head. His shoulder is mostly where the damage was.
Yeah, but there was blood near his head, right? Remember?
Yeah, but you gotta consider blood spray.
True.
He could be just ramming his shoulder against the door and running at it with his shoulder. Could possibly be hitting his head, but he's mostly hitting with his shoulder, so it could be like bloody shoulders, blood spray, get a bit higher up, and sort of sprays onto his head.
Yeah.
Because like half his face was bloody, right?
Yeah.
Sometime later in the month, Keiji is let out of hospital, and Oishi tracks him down to talk about how a detective was nearby to, like how lucky it was that a detective was nearby to hear the shots go off. Oishi brings up how the underground prison also has a well in its walls, and that the bodies of Oyo Sansaki, Kishiro Kimiyoshi, and Shion Sanzaki have been found at the bottom of the well. Also, Rika has been found dead.
Poor Rika.
She got drowned in poop.
Ugh.
The septic tank of the outhouse at the school. So, literally, like, they were right next to Rika. They could have potentially saved her, or at least found her.
Poor Rika. Or is it Rena who suffers the most? Yeah, it's Rena.
Rena is in like the one that survives.
Oh, she's the one that has to keep going through all this bullshit.
So does Gechi.
Yeah, but she is remembering it all.
So is Gechi.
Yeah, but I mean, he's only getting little snippets. She remembers everything. She's literally the Japanese version of Kenny from South Park.
Wait, how are you? How are you confirming that detail?
Because Kenny in South Park, his parents did this
No, the
ritual.
Rena thing. How she remembers.
Well, isn't it obvious? Like, because you're telling me that she's repeating all this because we covered this in the second episode, right? And she talks to that girl,
Yeah. Well,
and she has to replay events again.
no, that's
I'm
Rika.
assuming she.
That's Rika, not
Oh,
Rena.
Rika. Sorry, not Rena. Rika. Yeah, I meant Rika. Sorry.
You had it right, and then you corrected yourself into the incorrect territory.
All right, it was Rika. Rika. Sorry, my
It was
mistake.
funny.
But yeah, she's the Kenny of
Mm.
this series.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're getting off topic. Let's get back on. Where
Well,
were we?
so yeah, Rika was found dead in the septic tank, and also Mion and Satoko were found dead in the Sonosaki mansion. It's like they both got shot. Which how could both be shot if it's like a seppuku situation?
Sorry, what? Oh,
Like
what situation?
a murder seppuku situation?
Ah, yeah, murder suicide type thing.
Hey, we don't use that word. That's why I said seppuku.
Ah, that's right. Sorry, we'll have to censor that. A murder
No, I'm not
seppuku.
censoring it. It's just like we d- we can mostly get away with it like one time per video. I think.
My apologies, condolences. I'm sorry for the bad language.
Yeah. And with how everything worked out in the end, it looks like Mia was the one to kill everyone. All in line with the mastermind's plan.
But at least her beloved didn't die.
The real question
Episode
is, who is the
9.
mastermind?
We're gonna find that. Will we find that out in this?
Yes, we
In
actually
this?
do.
Oh, well, I was trying to build it up for the audience, but yes, we do.
I'm sorry. I'm eager. I'm eager to get
Okay,
to the good stuff.
Alright. Somewhere at Satoko's uncle's unit, the landlord comes to let him know that tenants are making complaints about the stink of the unit, leading to him shouting in the face to scare her off.
Yeah,
On June 9th,
I forgot that it was like I forgot to change that to Tepe.
uh,
So yeah, it's Tepe's unit.
that makes it. On June 9th, Thursday, Rena likes how amazing Mion's lunch is with how varied it is. Rika appreciates how good Rena's lunch looks as well, which even has some art on the rice. Keiichi is impressed with how protein-heavy but balanced Rika's lunch is, and also teases Satoko's inability to tell the difference between cauliflower and broccoli.
Which one's the broccoli,
Keiichi,
Bailey? Hmm?
what's the difference?
Which one's
Well,
broccoli though?
cauliflower's the white one.
Are you sure?
You know how I can, yeah, I can see, you know how I can
I was
tell?
setting you up for the joke.
Yeah, because in Dragon Ball Z, that's where Broly gets his name from, broccoli.
Ah.
And in Super, you got Khalifa, gets it from cauliflower.
Ah. But Bailey,
And
I was
Goku,
setting you up for the
for
joke.
the fall.
No, I was setting you up for the joke for like what
Alright,
happened in
what's
the
the
episode.
difference?
Because like Senoko
Oh,
is
yeah.
like she's like right with like broccoli being the green one, and then she's like, no, broccoli is white.
It's like, you idiot, ha 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 ha. No, but Keiichi is so smug, his cooking skills are better than Satoko, that Mion challenges him to cook lunch tomorrow against her.
Well, no, against Setsuko. I
Yeah.
yeah. It's annoying wording notes like this, considering there's multiple female characters, multiple male characters. You have to be exact with what you say.
Yeah, and Keiichi was so smug, he was like, I'll just get my parents to do it, but they all both left to go do work in Tokyo, so Keiichi's like, oh crap, now I have to cook.
Yeah.
And he's trying to make, he's like, okay, what's something easy I can make? Here we go, vegetable stir fry. But
He makes a
he
huge
messes
mistake
it
here.
up. Yeah. He uses a soup ladle ladles worth of oil, thinking it's a teaspoon.
Like, how can you mistake a soup ladle for a teaspoon?
Yeah, that's pretty
Does
silly.
the soup ladle doesn't even like? Here's the best test you can do. Put
Like,
it in a
even
cup.
I know, like, tablespoon is equivalent to a pinch. Well, not equivalent to a pinch, but,
No, but like
you know,
the best way to know if it's a teaspoon or not, does it fit in the cup?
yeah.
If a soup ladle does not fit in a cup, it's not a teaspoon. Although there is one good thing that happens at least, because Sadako jump kicks him to safety with a fire extinguisher to put out the oil fire. Especially since he didn't realize he was about to burn his house down. It's like he literally has just like got the coal on a fire thing going.
Yeah, Keiichi in this moment reminded me of this woman from Twitch, and she ended up starting the fire. It's like, oh no, what do I do? I better throw water on it, and it just
And
causes
it's
like
because
a
it's
big
oil.
fire.
It made it
Yeah,
worse.
it's like help, 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 and she runs out on the stream. It's so ridiculous. All right, but anyways, where were we?
After,
Yeah, so she jumped in and saved him because it looked like he was about to burn the house down.
like,
After
he
sending,
had like the coal and fire going, and it was going out like the air vent. It's
yeah,
like the most comical thing I've ever seen. It's just like,
yeah. So after sending Kechi out of the kitchen, Satoko makes dinner and Rika says that she's not angry and hasn't done this in a while, so she's having fun. Doing this reminds her of her big brother Satoshi, who has disappeared from her life. Over dinner, Keiichi apologizes for saying Satoko can't cook and that she wins by a long shot. Rika brings up Satoshi again, making Satoko mention that Satoshi ran away from home. Keiichi pats Sakato on the head, noting how mature she is, but can't help teasing her for calling Satoshi her big brother.
brother.
Brother, do you know the way, brother?
Don't make fun of Satoko. She will get you.
As I hope not. As Rika and Satoko leave, Rika pauses to say that Keiichi earned an A plus today, and he might be able to play the role of big brother for Satoko. The following day, Satoko and Keiichi head to a roadside market to get stuff for Keiichi's stir fry, but to wait for the pork to be half price and to not buy the family size pack, because they're very fastidious with money.
Well, no. There's like multiple reasons. One, if you get the family size pack, it would just be a waste of money in the end because you don't eat it all.
Well, then you put it in containers, you put it in the fridge then.
But also, like, probably like half price would be way cheaper anyway.
Yeah.
But continue.
If you insist. Keiichi is now excited to do some cooking when he gets home because Satoko will be making dinner. During dinner, Satoko gets upset with Keiichi for not washing his hands before eating dinner, which prevents the germs on your hands from going into your
Yeah,
mouth.
I had to look this up, and it's like an actual thing of like apparently washing your hands before you eat prevents germs from going from your hands to your mouth.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Well, hey, I might as well make sure people know this detail because there are people out there that are probably worse than me.
Yeah, true.
And
So
I'm not trying
Keiichi
to
goes.
offend the audience.
Yeah, we get you. So Keiichi goes to wash his hands. He trips on a rope that makes a full roof load of stuff fall on him. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that rope, I thought, oh no, there's another death thing happening.
No, that it's just a classic Satoko trap. It basically bedpans. It's just
Yeah,
like
but he doesn't get mad at her, but instead he's happy that he gets to be like an older brother to her. That's when Keiichi Mans ruins the moment by calling and saying they'll be home by tomorrow
it's
morning.
like, oh man, I was looking forward to some more. Brother,
I was looking forward to
sister.
her calling me Oni-chan.
On
On
this, oh, can I take this one? Or
Yeah.
will you just take it over?
Oh, you can.
On Saturday, Kenshi gets home to a phone call from Rena, who's calling about a fight going on and Satoko's in trouble. It's like... In response, Kenshi grabs a golf club and races to Satoko's aid, only to find out that it's a baseball game. It's like, you don't say it's a fight. And suddenly, Satoko drives a whole home run so much that she doesn't even need to run the bases. It's just like, it's just gone. And it's like showing. It's like that's sort of another hint there, because I'm pretty sure in the original she's not able to do it or something.
Yeah.
Unless she was, I forget. And since Eri lost, he now has to host a big barbecue for everyone. So for Sunday, everyone gets treated to a massive meal of high-grade meat cuts at Eri's expense. It's like, oh, I want some. While everyone enjoys the barbecue, Eri and Keshi talk about Satoko and how Eri wants to marry Satoko when she's older. Talk about very inappropriate, right?
Yeah. Let's just move on.
Yeah, let's just move on to Satoshi, who used to play for the Hinamisawa Fighters, but left a year ago due to a series of unfortunate events. Which if we go back to the original series, we know what happened. Which included an incident that took Satoko's parents. We also know when that happened. Iri wants to adopt Satoko, but legal issues prevent him from doing so. I feel like there's way more than legal issues preventing this.
Yeah.
And Kechi wants to ask Kechi asks what Iri would do if he could adopt, to which Shion chimes in to say he would get into cool and mask and put her in a maid outfit. It's like, and Iri agrees with it as well.
No, it's a sickening display.
Why? And
Yeah, so anyways.
Anyway, Shion also wants in on Iri and Keishi's promise, since she's Satoko's big sister. It's like, oh my god, it's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Satoko manages to get away from the barbecue right before the cleanup, with the reason buying ingredients for dinner. And Rika takes the opportunity to call Keiji stupid.
You fucker, Kechi.
She just straight up does that to him. Well, like, it's like an indirect thing, I think, actually. Yeah, Keiji overhears two kids talking about Watanagashi and Oyashira's curse and how it got Satoshi last year. On the way home, he takes a chance to ask Ren and Mion to ask about Satoshi and Oyashira's curse. Knowing it will set Renner off, Mion gets Renner to leave by bringing up manga with Keiichi. It's like, of course, whenever you want to talk secrets, you bring up manga. With Renner gone, Mion shares the secrets of Satoko's family, about how her parents were proponents of the dam, and was the couple that fell off the cliff. And how Satoshi most likely ran away due to Oyashira's curse. And meanwhile, Satoko's uncle Teppei has returned to Hinamizawa. So Satoko now has to live with him. Which is not a good thing at all, isn't it?
No, sorry, Bob.
Considering what we went through last time with him. It was like, Ugh. Want to take
Oh,
next
yeah,
point
yeah.
of
Thanks
the
for reminding me.
episode done?
Sorry, what?
Want to take the next point for the start of episode done?
Do I have to? After being
It's
reminded of those bit of my Vietnam flashbacks, thanks to you,
it's part of the
about
job
her uncle.
description, mate.
Alright, episode 10. One
I'm
night.
joking about that, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm not forcing Bailey to do this.
yeah,
That is a joke.
not yet. One night, Keiichi jumps out of nowhere to attack and unalives Teppei while he's riding his bike.
Kills is
To be
kills is
what?
fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Keiichi isn't the one riding the bike. Teppei's riding a bike. And Keiichi jumps out to make him crash, and then he just starts beating him
Yeah,
with
just
a
go
baseball bat.
boom, boom,
Was it a baseball
boom.
bat or golf club?
It was a baseball bat. Because
Right.
if you remember, I think this is particularly referencing the original timeline, like version of this timeline,
Yeah.
and
The
like
following will.
Keshi just bashing him with the baseball bat that was used to be Satoshi's.
Yeah. The following morning, Keiichi looks tired and tells Renner about the weird dream related to Satoko he had. Keiichi is surprised to see that Satoko and Rika aren't at school, and Rika arrives late to where Satoko might be even.
Wait,
Should be to wonder where Satoko might be even later. I don't know.
wait. Oh, because okay, so Satoko might be arriving even later in the day. Is what
Okay.
it's supposed to be.
Keiichi approaches Rika to ask about Satoko, but she stays quiet about what's going on. At lunch, Detective Oishi Man shows up looking for Satoko, but learns he's not at school today.
Oh, I think I
Oishi
know what
Man.
that word was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be say, not way.
Okay. Oishi Man decides to threaten Keiichi into not making an enemy out of him when Eri steps in to save Keiichi.
He's like
Eri offers.
he's got the shoulder grip going. It's like, ugh.
Eri offers Keiichi some medical treatment and convo, bringing up Oyashiro's curse and Satoko's parents since their deaths. Satoko and Satoshi had to live with their awful aunt and uncle. They stole the money of their dead parents and used to deny them food, even beat them. Satoko's attitude. Excuse me.
What was that? That was your cough made the mic glitch. I think for a moment.
Must be a little close to the mic. Satoko's attitude changed ever since her aunt died after being beaten with a bat. Her uncle fled the town, afraid it was the work of Oyashiro's curse, but that's when Kurado Oishi was on her case about the dead aunt.
It's like, just give Satoko a break, maybe. But at the group's lunch table, Keiichi notes how weird Mion has been acting since this morning, and this is because she heard a rumor about Teppei having returned. And suddenly, Satoko arrives at school after being forced to run errands for her uncle, and later on, she has to leave without taking part in games club activities. After Satoko leaves, everyone asks Rika what exactly is going on, and she shares the story of how Satoko went to get groceries, but when she returned, it was only to get her things. And without Satoshi to protect her, things will be way worse for Satoko. It's gonna be a one beating that she's gonna take. And Kenji and Renan bring up the idea of trying to find child abuse to get Teppei away from Satoko, But Mion already did that last year. However, Child Welfare Services went for a get both sides approach. It's like, okay. Before making a decision to keep an eye on them. Later in the day, Rika confirms with Chia that Satoko is living back with Teppei. And Chia decides she needs to visit the Hojo household, see what the home environment is like, so she can make a truthful report to the CWS. So, over at the Hojo household, Chia interacts with Teppei, but gets shut out with the story that Satoko has a cold. It's like, we know you're lying, right? It's obvious.
Yeah.
You want to take the next one?
Back at the school, Che discovers that the games club are waiting for her to find out about Satoko, but are disappointed to find out Che didn't get to meet with Sakato. Che is going to call child something services anyway.
It's just
As
easier to
soon as
say CWS because it's Child Welfare Services, but it's just a lot easier to just say
okay, yeah.
CWS. Don't worry about the whole words.
Okay, going to call CWS anyway, and hopefully they do something about it. CWS did make a phone call to Satoko's house, but all that could be decided was to wait and see what happens. When Satoko shows up, she's all smiles and wonders who contacted the CWS because it caused them trouble at her place. Apparently, Satoko did just have a cold, and when CWS was called, she just said everything is fine and then hung up.
Say, we're all good.
Yeah. This is actually Satoko's third time being involved in a child abuse case, and it's revealed that Satoko's dad is not her real dad. The first case that Satoko was involved in was created by her lying to CWS by saying he was abusing her. The CWS keeping an eye on things is because of this lie.
And
During, sorry, you want to take this one?
I'll take this one because I want to add context as well.
Alright.
During lunch, the five go over what each of them have for lunch. When Satoko elbows Keshi out of the way and snatches a daikon radish from Rena's lunch, Kechi tries to pat her on the head, only to get reflexively blocked by her. Suddenly, she freaks out and throws up and apologizes for her actions in a big, big reaction. She just clearly showing off here.
Yeah.
Because you gotta know the daikon radish that she has in the shot was a bit greyish, and then when she does throw up, it's like a grey vomit.
Okay.
You get what I'm getting at?
It was expired.
No, she wasn't sick. She grabbed the daikon radish to put in her mouth and have it ready to make it look like she was sick. She's a crafty one, this one.
Yeah.
I might be spoiling some stuff. Though. Because it's very obvious. Because like we saw this exact reaction in the original and all that. You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
It's weird how it's exactly the same. Except for how it ends. Because Satoko's, moving into episode 11, Satoko's freak out continues until Ren steps in and gets Kechi to back off, apologizing that they couldn't do anything to help her. Satoko suddenly stops her freak out when she arrives to the classroom and lies about getting into a fight over lunch with Rena. After school, Rika tells Satoko to come home with her, but Satoko turns down her offer because of her uncle. It's like, and I mean Satoko's uncle, not Rika's uncle.
Yeah.
As the rest of the Games Club argue about why the CWS is doing nothing, Shion shows up to shout at them for doing nothing for Satoko. Shion suggests ambushing Teppei and beating him to death, reminding Kechi of his dream. And in response, Renner shouts that's not their best option. Shion then suggests Mion as the head of the Sonosaki family to use her influence to save Satoko. You want to take the next one? 'Cause I know this one you're gonna like. This next paragraph.
Of course. Is this for episode 11, yeah?
Yeah. Because I know
Um,
this moment is like, it's a jaw dropper moment sort of thing.
yeah. Leaving the classroom, Keiichi tells Shion to stop, telling her to think if Satoko would thank her for killing Teppei. Rika sees Keiichi's statement about how if Shion does it, she'll regret it, and she just wants to go back to the world where they were happy. Shion counter-argues to Keiichi to bring up another idea, but instead he blocks the classroom door. In retaliation, Shion gives Keiichi the chair, but he doesn't go down, saying she would have to kill him to go kill Teppei. Keiichi talks about how he wants to live in a world where they can play together, remembering the previous world. Rika finally steps in to protect Keiichi, talks about how this world still has hope, even if it can't be seen.
So yeah, there were a few things there. It's like the exact like wording of like to go back to the world where they were happy. It's like exactly what Rika wants. She wants a world where they're happy, and she had it. So now, she's trying to get back to that. Also, you missed the chance to do the whole "give him the chair"
Oh, yeah.
because that's what I was getting at. It's like when Shion gives Keiji the chair, it's like, boom! Like she brings that chair down heavy on his head. I'm amazed his skull just didn't crack open on the first hit. We've got some really resilient
Seem to be a
skulls.
bit thick-headed.
Yeah. Well, that is a big character trait for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking this next one because I love this roast I did. So yeah, Shion's like stands down, but she still isn't happy with him just sitting around chatting. It's like, quick, we need a plan instantly. Because she gets the idea of going straight to the CWS because they're the ones that know the most about what's going on with Satoko. So heading to the CWS center, all five start giving more details about what's going on with Satoko and like the household situation. However, the CWS has a social worker that will check in on them intermittently. It's like, that's not going to be good enough. Nkechi mentions how Satoko was living perfectly fine on her own until Teppei dragged her back to the household, asking if that's technically kidnapping. However, according to Articles 818 and 821 of the Japanese Civil Code, which clearly states that children must live with their legal guardians, Satoko has to live with Teppei. And clearly the CWS are not the competent authorities to determine that separation is necessary for the best interest of the child in this situation. I love how I got to do a nice old legal roast. And like, you get what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
I'm calling the CWS incompetent.
Oh, you're not wrong.
In this situation, they are completely incompetent to it. So yeah, Mion steps up to mention that Tepe did abandon Setsuko for a whole year, but it can't be talked about due to case confidentiality. Like, we know she was lived like a whole year without her uncle in her life. Like, case confidentiality does really matter here. Along with the abuse from last year. Which, again, the friends probably already know. Case confidentiality does not apply here. The only person it applies to is Keiji. Because he's only been there for like a month at this point. With everything they brought up to light, all the CWS can do is to inform her caseworker. Oh,
Boo.
goody. Let's see how that goes.
Shion wants to talk directly with Satoko's caseworker, but they were unable.
They would be able
But
to.
they would be unable to due to how. Look, scroll down there to how rough the job is. Mion could talk to the city officials, but it's only because she's the head of the Sonozaki family. On the way back to their homes, Keiichi apologizes for not being able to do anything, which Rika denies because she believes in him. Rika's heartfelt plea for Keiichi to do something gives him the motivation to keep fighting to save Sakato and use the rules of the club against his friends to motivate them to.
Mainly the one how it's like, if you're not trying your hardest, you're losing, basically.
Yeah. At school, Keiichi stands up at the whiteboard to talk about Satoko of the class, and now
No, the
Teppei is
blackboard.
keeping.
I don't know why I wrote
Sorry, what?
whiteboard. No, I just realized I don't know why I wrote whiteboard. It's a blackboard. I don't think whiteboards were even around back then.
You must be colorblind.
No,
How
I think
Teppei.
I just accidentally typed that.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm colorblind too. No
Wait,
shame.
wait.
And how Teppei is keeping Satoko at the household with the lie of her having a cold. Rena joins Kechi in supporting his message, with him leading into how Satoko is like a family member to the class, and that the plan to fight head-on by their rules. Che goes to try to stop Kechi from rallying the class when Rika approaches her and stops her from trying to stop Kechi, and Che even decides to join the route.
I think it's like chair or something like that. Honestly, though, I would
Che.
have loved it if Rika's just walked up to her and just went right on the head, just
Yeah.
knock her out.
Back at the CWS Center, all 16 of them are put into a large room to demonstrate how serious Satoko's situation is. Somehow, there's no record of Tepe's past involvement in child abuse from the last year, with most of the trouble being between Satoko and Aunt Tame.
I think this is the
As for
only
the
time we get a name for the aunt. Like in
mm,
all stories, somehow.
no, I'm still watching the series, so we'll have to wait and see. Um, Where was it? As for the year-long abandonment that happened when Teppei needed to work away from home for the income to help raise Satoko. The final nail in the coffin is that Satoko outright denied the abuse, so the CWS worker says to just watch over them and give them a chance to start life together again. Shion, being quite the hothead, threatens the CWS worker if Satoko ever gets the tiniest scratch on her from Teppei, which she calls her out for going too far.
It's like what? What? Wait, what? Just
Bring-
just watch the situation go to shite, and then be like, oh, looks like we can't do anything about this.
Bringing up the old saying of if one attacks us, two strike back. If two attack, then four. If four, then eight. If 1,000 come to attack, then the whole village rises up against them. From Oryo Sonozaki, the game club, and Satoko's class decide to bring more people tomorrow, led by Keiichi and making Rika happy.
Yeah, Rick is happy that he's like, we're building a rally here. We're gonna get everyone involved. Like, Satoko does not deserve to suffer like she is. Which, yes, big solid points. Moving on to episode 12, somewhere in Hinazawa, it's like a random location. A Jizo statue is found knocked over, and Tepe apparently kicked it over somehow, even though it's like in the building. How would you kick it over from inside the building?
No idea.
Although we do find out he is basically like we get confirmation that he was drunk, so yeah. Also, did you know that Super Mario Odyssey has Jizo statues in its game?
Yeah.
I did not know like how they were spelled. I didn't realize they were in the game for a long time.
You didn't.
I because I've never actually played the game. I only watch videos, like speedrun
What?
videos, and a lot of times it doesn't really have the Jizo statue in the speedrun. Like a Jizo statue is very rare to be in it. Anyway, everyone is saying Oyashira's curse will hit the Hojos this year with what's going on. Over at the CWS Center, the workers and customers of Angel Ball and the baseball team all show up to support Satoko. Kenshi even got Tomitake and Mia to show up to the rally. And Ires arrives with all the signs you would ever need to display their message of wanting the CWS to act immediately. It's like, he's got like the whole container, basically. And inside the group, are told only the small offices are available, which are only big enough for 3 people. It's like, what? Are you really that scared? Like, you know what I mean?
Clearly they are.
And the meeting only ends up being a repeat of yesterday's meeting, just monitoring the situation. The meeting also took a while, so by the time it's finished, everyone headed home. Mion invites everyone else to the festival meeting happening, like everyone else in the friend group to the meeting happening that night, since people have been asking her to bring Kechi one time, and like everyone else just decides to tag along, I think. And Kimiyoshi is glad to see Keiji there, but brushes him off to say how Shion should come to the Watsunagashi festival before asking Mion for a private chat. Mion then returns to grab Keiichi to talk to Chie about stopping the rallying after tomorrow and see what happens. Like, it's like, with how persistent Keiichi ends up being in this, it's actually a good thing. Because it's actually like taken seriously. You want to take the next point?
Oh, I'll take the next one after you.
Really?
Yeah, you got that nice melancholy voice. Just smooth, just so smooth when you're reading the words.
Smooth as poop.
What?
Smooth as poop, right?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't use those words, but
Well, to have hands on the consistency, doesn't it? Hey, before Hinamizawa School was recognized as a school, Chair acted against the orders of the school of the Board of Education to teach the kids of Hinamizawa. It's like, so she's a bit of a rule breaker from the start. Interesting. So Chair wants Kechi to stop so that the school doesn't get shut down. It's like, you broke the rules once, you could just do it again. Almost.
But I imagine they'd have different rules in place for the rules that got broke, you know?
Mm-hmm. But Keiji is not pleased by her folding under the pressure. Keiji is curious as to why there's so much hate for the Hojos, but Mion thinks no one hates the Hojo family anymore, and Shion says no one wants to publicly apologize and associate with the Hojos for over something so stupid, basically. Not even Oyo. Keiji and Rena plan to deal with the very source of the problem, which just so happens to be right at this festival meeting. The old folk of Hinamizawa, with Mion and Shion joining in. It's like, oh, okay, we're actually going to do something about it.
Going back inside, Keiichi gets straight to the heart of the matter, confirming that the old folks have an issue with continuing the protest. According to them, the damn war is over, and so are the days of banding together for protest. Renner brings up a solid point of why the damn war means they can't protest for CWS. The old folk just want to stop fighting the government and start working with them. Me and Anchin reveal they know how chummy the village council is with local government for setting aside money for Watanagashi and a few extra
It's
perks.
just like, wink, wink, with that nudge.
Keiichi catches onto what is implied and he tells off an old man for trying to tell him to hold his tongue. Bringing it back to Satoko, he tells Kimiyoshi off for not helping Satoko because she's a Hojo, but Kimiyoshi fires back that it has nothing to do with her.
Yeah, she's the Hojo.
Rena calls out a framed message which reads, "We attempted to negotiate peacefully, but the government refused. They showed the utmost disrespect to our people and violently crushed our spirit of democracy beneath their heel." Keiichi, Mion, and Shion play along to point out that that sounds more like what the village council is doing to them.
Oof.
Keiichi states, yeah, that's a nice burn. Keiichi states he has the utmost respect for those in Hinamazawa who fostered the spirit of togetherness and reveres the courage of the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance, begging for the regrouping of the Onigafuchi Guardians. He uses their mantra to rally their support for Satoko. One at a time, the village council members announce their support for Keiichi. Kimiyoshi is still resistant against the village council showing support publicly out of fear of Oyo's wrath for such an action. Keiichi confirms that the only person in his way of the village council's full support is Oyo herself.
And so, heading to the Sonosaki household to talk directly with Oyo and Akane, which is Mion and Shion's mum. And Akane talks about how the CWS are already doing their job, but it will take them months to help Satoko. Oyo yells at them for wanting to risk their lives over saving Satoko when she won't die living with Teppei, and tells Rika off for being friends with Satoko. It's like, jeez. Again, old people get stuck in their ways, but this is, like, ridiculous. Oyo continues her rant by telling Iro to shut up about how Satoko has had nothing to do with the damage. It's like, and Keiichi is allowed to pipe up, explaining how the problem isn't that it's Satoko, but that a fellow villager is in trouble. He says that they want the Sonosakis to help immediately by allowing the village council to back them. If Oyo doesn't want to nod her head, Keiichi will go and let Mion become the new head. It's like, I hope he's ready to decapitate her or something.
No, but she got hers in the previous timeline.
Huh?
Remember in the original series we watched?
Yeah.
That was good.
The grandma whipping.
Yeah.
Was it?
And
Was
the
it actually whipping?
taser. No, that was the taser, remember?
Yeah, taser, but then like when she was dead as well.
Yeah.
Didn't Shion like whip her or something?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember correctly if it was like whipping or something else.
Because the taser is what stopped their heart.
Ah. Yeah, you don't taser old people. You might fried them.
Or someone with a pacemaker.
No, that's just extra sparkles. I'm sorry. That was a terrible joke. As the verbal argument between Oyo and Keiichi reaches fever pitch, Miro joins in to say that even though Keiichi's a recent addition to the village, he can bring good change to Hinamizawa. Keiichi switches tack to being overly respectful, while still forceful, and bowing and begging for help with their cause. And like everyone in the back row behind Kimiyoshi and Rika join in. Since Oyo isn't shifting on her stance about Satoko, Keiichi gets ready to throw fists, but has to stand down for Oyo's help. It's like, I guess he doesn't want to kill her, huh? However, rather shockingly, Oyo gives the approval of the village council to fully support the rally. Rika states that with this force behind them, they can destroy this fate for Satoko. It's like, damn. It is impressive, Keiichi's ability to just be an influencer. Like managing to talk down Oyo into a position of being able to help. You still there, Bailey?
Yeah.
You just didn't give a response to what I said.
I know, it's just so shocking, you know. I'm just like, I am stunned. I am flabbergasted.
Well,
I am
it
aghast.
is like a shock considering like how like Oyo's been reacting. Also, I just realized my desk was probably a bit too high the entire time.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. It's fine for today's episode. This episode was just talking about Higurashi. And that, speaking of that, that is the end of episode 12. So we're going to be ending today's stream here. Links will be in the description to both of Bailey's channels and also both of my channels for you guys to check out. Also, I'll be linking Twitch as well because I do Twitch content. Although most of my Twitch content ends up on YouTube anyway. Don't forget to subscribe to the notification bell so the next video comes out. A ding, 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 a ding.
Dong dong.
I'm Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.
See you, everyone.